Hello student, in this video we will discuss about the formation of ionic compound. Ionic compound require two kind of ions, number one cation and anion for the formation of ionic compound. So how does the cation and the anion are formed? So student, for your general knowledge I want to tell you metal mostly form the cation. How? When metal release the electron, so they form the cation. This is the tendency of metal. The metal always release electron. Then about the non-metal usually gain the electron and form the anion. And these cation and anion both are attracted to each other by the specific uh, attraction force, that is electrostatic force, and form the ionic compound. So now student, one question you may ask, why the cation is forming and why the metal is formed cation and non-metal is formed anion. So metal form anion because or any element gain or release the electron because these element want to gain the stable configuration like noble gases. Noble, what are the noble gases? The elements whose electronic configuration is complete, whose outermost shell is completely filled by electron. So those are known as noble gases. So noble gases are kept in the 18 group in periodic table. Yes, like helium, neon, argon, xenon. Yes, so these are the example of noble gases. So student, here you can see on your screen one example of sodium chloride. So for that, sodium first release the electron and form the cation. Yes, here sodium will release only one electron. Why? Because sodium want to become like a neon. Yes, so it will release the one electron. Yes, so element always release or gain the electron uh, according to their nearest noble gas configuration. So sodium having the nearest configuration like neon is nearest configuration, so it will release one electron and form the sodium ion, sodium cation. Yes, and its configuration will become 281228. Yes, now the chlorine. So chlorine having the configuration 287 according to atomic number 17, so 287. So it will release, it will gain one electron and form the chloride ion. Yes, now the chloride ion having the configuration 288, it is the electronic configuration of argon. Yes, so now this sodium ion and chloride ion both attract to each other by electrostatic force. This is the inter ionic force and form the sodium chloride. Yes, so student, you need to remember always the each and every element want to gain their nearest configuration. And one more thing I want to tell you, uh, any metal according to ionic compound, if we talk about the ionic compound, so any element neither be gain uh, more than 3 electron or nor be release more than 3 electron. Means any element can release up to 3 electron or gain up to 3 electron, not more than 3. Yes, so one of the example, this is the electron transfer dot structure, yes, of magnesium chloride. So first you need to know about the configuration of magnesium. So magnesium having the electronic configuration 282 according to atomic number. Yes, and as I have told you, the electronic configuration of chlorine is 287. So now chlorine require one electron to gain the nearest noble gas configuration, while the magnesium is required to release two electron to get the nearest configuration like neon. So what will happen here? Magnesium need to release two electron and chlorine need to get one electron. So one chlorine can gain one electron, so here we require two electron to make a magnesium chloride. Yes, so magnesium here release two electron and form two chloride ion. Yes, so in electron dot transfer structure, whenever we write the ions, so number of electron released by the element we always write on the bracket in upper side. Yes, while the number of the ions we always write in the below side. Clear? So for example, magnesium is releasing two electrons, so we will write +2 on upper side, and the chlorine is gaining one electron, so we'll put the minus charge on upper side, and there are two chlorine, so that we need to write two outside the bracket. So this will denote here in this formula chlorine, number of chlorine are 2. Yes, now student, very important thing we need to understand, that is the property of the ionic compound. It is a very important according to exam point of view. So first one is a physical state. If we talk about the ionic compound, so physical state of ionic compound always be solid and brittle. Solid you know, but what is brittle? Brittle means when we exert the force on the ionic compound, so ionic compound is broken down into the particles. Then second, solubility. So ionic compound are only soluble into the polar solvent like water, and these are insoluble into the non-polar solvent like kerosene, benzene, chloroform, etc. Then third one, high melting point and low melting point. So these having high melting point and low melting point. Why? Because the electrostatic force is present between in the ionic compound is very strong, so it require more energy to be broken down. Then the conduction of electricity. So these are insulator as well as the conductor of the electricity. Now how these are insulator? So if the ionic compound are in a solid state, they are not able to produce ion because of strong ionic bond or electrostatic bond. While in the molten state in aqueous solution, these are the conductor of electricity. So why these are conductor of electricity in molten state or in aqueous solution? Because as we conduct the electricity, so these ions are formed in the solution and they can conduct the electricity. Here about the ionic compound, formation of ionic compound and its property. Thank you.